Super Nation, guess what? I'm back. So, straight up, raw and cut as always. What are we going to talk today is what are game testing NDAs? Well, I'm bringing up this subject as currently I have a signed NDA, but by the time that you guys are going to listen to this, so by the time that this podcast is released, that NDA will be void and null, so we should be good. Although I will read upon what the NDA has stated. So, and since I have not done what they expect me to do about the NDA, I'm just going to be talking about NDAs in general, and that I currently have one with Ubisoft. I think I'm pretty safe. And let's go. Nitty gritty, dirty, hairy. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, game testing. As you know, previously I've done Battlefield 5 closed alpha. I will still get into other tests, and I've done many tests. While I was at EA, I also worked for the testing facility in Madrid. It's their Central European testing facility, testing for localization and QA testing. QA testing. So all games must go through there, face a bunch of testing, and get fixed batch, pre-released, and then off to market. So this closed alpha kind of fits that profile because, of course, as you can imagine, EA will not have 200 guys in an office all connected to 200 computers with Battlefield 5 installed, trying to test out server load. That's not doable. That's not feasible, financial wise, for a company. So what do? They do closed/open testing. So they suffer bugs. You get your hands dirty in the game. You get to try out the game for free usually. So there's like a little give and take between you and the game studio. A lot of other companies do game testing. A lot of other companies do closed alphas, open alphas, closed betas, open betas, release candidates, all that stuff. Although I know that right now we're living in a stage where almost all the games are early release, in whips, work in progresses, whatever. Those are mainly indie or really small studio based, so we're not talking about big AAA games or big companies doing their next iteration of their big game or a new IP coming out. So by IP I mean intellectual property, or everybody knows some of these names. If not, I'll try to explain them real quick. And an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement that both two parties sign between themselves about one not talking anything within a time frame, within a specific window, within specific rules about what they're gonna get their hands into or their hands on. The one that I can mention it because it's kind of public that they're gonna do. It's a technical test for a new game mode over on For Honor. So that's what I'm gonna be testing this weekend, from the 5th of July to the 9th of July. I'll try to put a few hours in and give them some feedback. I also still have some feedback to give back to EA from Battlefield 5, but it's all good. Like I said, it's not the first time I've done game tests. It's not the first time that I've signed the NDA. I've signed other NDAs professionally and game-wise related. And it's always funny to go read, at least I take the time to read it because I have an interest as a streamer, as a pseudo YouTuber, as a pseudo podcaster. I have an interest of talking about these things, share these things with you guys, and making content out of them. So I will probably go read the fine print and see if, like, after the game mode for this specific case, if after the game mode is released, will I be able to release some content about it? So like a YouTube or something about it, or not. I will not be able to mention anything about what I experienced during the game mode or during this test. They're actually already making it public, like what game mode is gonna be, what it falls upon. So this is like, it is a technical preview. I gotta see what they want from us, because usually that's the other thing about game testing and with specific NDAs. For example, EA, I did also the alpha and beta for Battlefront 2 for EA, and on the alpha I had to sign an NDA, an electrical NDA, a digital NDA. Sorry, what? And I was not allowed to record or transmit or stream any material about the closed alpha for Battlefront 2. The closed beta was not the case. I was free to do whatever I wanted with its content. So this case for For Honor, it's that same scenario. So I'm not allowed to show anything, record anything, produce any content about it, or even mention what's involved in it. But I think that at a later stage, I'll be able to do it. I still have some alpha gameplay footage from Battlefront 2 that I will try to produce some content about it and spit it out, just so you guys can see like what a game in alpha stage looks like. Most of us don't get the ability to really see how it feels, how it moves, how it looks like, except for this specific scenario with closed Battlefield 5, the closed alpha, where there was no IDA, so you can actually stream it. I did stream it. A lot of other streamers did it, so they try to use it as a publicity stunt, so try to promote the game, try to have some noise about the game. So that's cool when they do that, even though it's a closed test. A lot of keys were given, a lot of people will have access to it. And that's the other thing I find also like kind of curious, is what other kind of players will I find in a closed alpha test? Is it just going to be the community members that are most active about that game? Are the players with most hours in that game? Are the players that are still active in that game? Are the devs going to be there? Are the QA guys going to be there? What other big YouTube / Twitch stars are going to be there? So that's also like for at least in the multiplayer scenario, that I find very interesting, and hopefully I can establish some new contacts, some new networking can be done. We shall see. So I think you basically have a notion of what an NDA stands for. Again, they will stipulate rules of what you can do, what you cannot do, what you can talk about, what you cannot talk about. Usually, if you do get asked to sign an NDA, don't be a time saver, dude. Or do that, always, or do that. Go read it. Read it like you mean it. Take the time to take a few moments to really figure out what it's about. What are the restrictions? What are the things that you actually can do? Because it might be a trap. It can always be a trap, or you might slip and you might talk about something that you weren't supposed to, and an NDA is a binding contract, so you can get sued, and if they actually find out, you will get sued for it. So try to avoid suits. Those lawsuits are not cool. Nobody likes to spend their hard-earned cash like that. So again, usually it's not that big. Just try to catch the big words, the important sections of an NDA, and you're good to go. What else? So game testing. It's also the same thing. So they will have some parameters that need to be checked, or some specific features that they want you to try to reproduce or try to recreate. Like, for example, again, in Battlefield 5, the most recent one, they wanted to test server load, squad integration, all that stuff, to see how players would adapt to it. Of course, I played the game like I wanted to. sometimes I would just don't give a about my squad, and I would just be seeing the new features, the features in the game, what you can be done, what can be done, what you can change in the game, the entrenchment features, the defensive building, the weapons, the stationary weapons, the vehicles, all that stuff. It's not part of the test, but hey, you got access, so why not do it? But it was just for a moment. I always try to stick by what they want to see, because if they're giving you this chance, it's because they want the player community to be involved, and they want your feedback. They need your feedback, so they want to see how the game will handle, how the game will respond to your options, to your gameplay. So it's cool, because usually you get to test the game for free, you get to play it for free, so kudos for that. But it's also important to give some feedback, to let them know what you thought, or if you found any specific bug, or if it crashed in some scenario, in some situation. All that stuff, it's very important information, very valuable information, and in the end you're helping out, making the game a little bit better, run a little bit smoother, and if you actually enjoy the game, you'll probably end up getting it some point in the future, or pre-order it or whatever. So you're gonna get to play that game in its final stage, and you don't want bugs. You don't want crashes. You just want to play the game nicely. So if you get a chance to get involved in game testing, with or without NDAs, hey, take the advantage. If you think you got some good feedback to provide, do it. Games do get better when there's an involvement, be it streamers, be it YouTubers, be the community, be casual game players. It doesn't matter. What it matters is make the game better for yourself and for others. And yeah, I think I probably covered it. This is what I wanted to talk about, and hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to check out the other podcasts, check out Twitter, check out Facebook, check out the stream on Twitch. Thursdays to Sundays, always starting at 22 GMT in the night. Some YouTubes are going up. I will start to make more stuff everywhere, content for everybody. So, Super Nation, peace. I'm out. Have a super nice day.